All right. So if you're watching this, this is my second channel, RA-Somega. Um, I'm just gonna be playing videos and kind of giving my reaction and my comment on it. So right now, this is like 9 months ago from the Gaming Thrifter. That's his channel's name, the Gaming Drifter. He's just talking about the Xbox and how it's worth to buy in 2025, and I want to see if it was just up to date after they made all those changes, because I used to love Xbox, but nowadays I'm not feeling the same. So let's see how he's feeling about it. We're gonna
Hey, and then
skip some
later
of
on,
that. We're gonna,
rebound quite quickly with the Xbox One S, and then later on the Xbox One X, which is a very underrated console. They also did stuff like backwards compatibility,
yep,
which
yep.
did wonders for the actual brand, and a lot of people kind of came into the ecosystem after that point. I mean, believe it or not,
Honestly,
as
the
bad as
hardware for the
Xbox One
Xbox.
was.
Let me pause him real quick. I think it's good. I didn't care for graphics. I more cared for quality, and like when my games were just running smooth, and they did that. I feel like everything ran smooth, man. But every time I go to my buddy's house, man, I always saw that game, and I was like, God, what the fuck is that? A movie? That motherfuckers got all those movies.
Kind of looked at the beginning, they ended up doing about 60 million in sales, which clearly they were doubled by the PS4, but not as bad as things could have been, all things considered. So let's take a look at the hardware side of things. There's the launch Xbox One, which is the big VCR like machine.
Okay, that's one thing we gotta talk about. That Xbox, man. They need to make so many of them, man. They need to make just make a chip. You have to buy the chip and put it in your Xbox for it to upgrade, and then like upgradable pieces. Like, my God, there's so many of them. They're gonna make another one probably in like 3 years. PlayStation, well, we already know PlayStation gonna keep making some, but for the most part, I feel like they just didn't aim for everything when they created it. They used a small bubble, but now they're trying to expand too big. We're gonna actually move on a little bit though. We're gonna move on to some of these games because I want to hear what he's gonna say about some of those.
The consoles, and you can also utilize Game Pass with these consoles. You know,
Oh,
I mean,
Game
not every
Pass.
game on Game Pass is going to
Oh,
be playable if
Game
they're
Pass.
only current gen only,
Oh,
but there's still hundreds of
that's
games that you're
expensive.
going to be able to have access to. So keep that in mind, and you can pick these consoles up incredibly cheap. Now, let's get into some software, and where better to start off than the game franchise that put Xbox on the map, and that's
That's
Halo
the
Infinite.
game,
This is the
Halo.
newest game in the Halo line, and it came out in
Okay, it's not the newest game. This was only 9 months ago. I guess he's just saying it based on like how the console came out with it. Yeah, this was the like one of the releases for the game for the console, but it didn't even come out in time. So you're like waiting for this game to come out. When it fucking finally comes out, there's no co-op. It was kind of fucking buggy, and it was laggy. I mean, when it came out and it started working, even after I would say about the like first month of it being out, I was starting to fucking love it. But then after a while, it started to die out. It didn't have all those regular features and all those special tweaks they could have did. It took forever for them to put like, I don't believe they were custom maps. I think they were just like new maps they worked on and swapped around. But for the most part, I don't know. It just doesn't have the same spirit. I was telling my girl I wish they had like a forge mode where it's like you play as the guilty spark and then like four random Spartans or some shit, and it's sort of like he can laser you and like pick up the vehicles you're in and try to kill you type stuff. They should have been like a little bit more creative with it though.
2021. You know, it got a little bit of flack, but I'm going to be honest with you
And
and say that the
2021
campaign
too.
is a lot of fun. The gameplay is fluid
I haven't
and
even
fast,
played the campaign. I
and the
didn't even think
multiplayer is
about
still
it.
active and very furious. So, you know, despite some things that you might have heard, I always say give it a try. If you look at where this game landed on the Metacritic, it's actually an 87 out of a 100, which is an incredibly high score. So,
That is true. The game has improved, even for when it came out. With the bugs it did have, it was amazing. The guns they added in and everything, it was. They were close. They were close, but it was just something about the extra stuff. Like, there's nothing new. Like the guns are okay new, but like they've been played around with from the other games, so they look familiar. But then some of these guns, I mean, some of these vehicles, they're like all the same,
Again, a lot of times, a lot of
which
people
isn't the
will
main
act
issue,
a certain way towards Xbox, and
but just
maybe have a
one
little
of
bit of
them.
biases. I think Xbox One in particular is a lot like the PS3, where it had a rough start at the beginning. But now I think people should look at it much more kindly, especially if you're into some of the games that I mentioned earlier. And hey, you can still play the latest Halo in the franchise. So yeah. Halo Infinite, it's a fun game, it's a good game, it's on Game Pass. It's a game that you can pick up and play. It's easy
I just
and
realized I can make this
accessible.
better. So I used to be the king of this. I used to be the king of like killing people, but like with the grenade. So like, say you like shot me up and then like you meleeed me, killed me. There would be a grenade right underneath my body or right underneath you or through the doorway from an angle or something, and you would fly away, and they would be like, "What happened? I thought you killed the target."
Next up, believe it or not, is Gears of War 5. Yeah, you can play the latest Gears of War game,
Gears
which
of
is
War 5.
actually a good amount of years old now, but they
I
haven't
didn't
really
play
come
it
out
with
with
the
anything
bugs.
new
Wait, no, I
since
lied.
then, although they did
Multiplayer
announce the
bugs.
E-Day game that's probably going to come out in a couple
But
of
other
years.
than that,
But until that point, you can play every single Gears of War game on the Xbox One. And if you have an Xbox One S or an Xbox One,
that is true. The Reloaded is now on PlayStation if you want to play it for Gears of War. They say it don't look quite as good. Besides the actual overall graphics of just PlayStation making things look better, but if you do have Game Pass, yeah, I would say on the Xbox side, Gears of War is the shit to play. That game goes ham. From 1, 2, 3, there's a side one where it's just Dom and I can't remember. Is it Dom or is it Baron? Not Baron. Bert.
X,
Damn, what's his
the
name?
games look absolutely incredible. So
It's
this
like
is a
a
great
side
franchise to play
characters.
through. Maybe you were more of a PlayStation person or something, or maybe you're just looking to maybe dip your toes into what Xbox has to offer. Why not? You can play the entire Gears of War saga, which is one of the better sagas in gaming, and you can enjoy them for a budget price. Like I said, all of the Gears games are in Game Pass. And if you want to buy
Yeah,
them,
all
you
of
can
them.
buy physically the games for very, very cheap on Xbox One. It's a huge advantage to having an Xbox One or an Xbox One X. In particular, I recommend the Xbox One X. But yeah, the
That's
Gears
one
of War
thing I
games
gotta
are
say.
great.
Yeah, if I ever
Yeah, 4
get
and 5
down
aren't
bad
as
on
good as the
games, I can
original 3,
always just
but
like
still fun to play
click
through,
subscription
and you can
and
play through
they'll
them
hook
with
me up.
friends, and there's still people playing online. The latest in the Forza Horizon series.
And I do gotta mention that, like, I do like my PlayStation, but when I play games sometimes, maybe it's because I don't play with people right now. But when I play on PlayStation in consideration to like Xbox, man, I feel like I'm watching a movie. The game is good. The controller's talking to me. The buttons are they vibrating in my hand. It's talking sweet. But I don't know. It's just like the engagement level is just different. I think it's because I like more like action based. Everything in PlayStation is so like you're in tune in it. Like they don't let you focus on other shit. Like they make you press like the D pad or the triangle to focus in, and then if you don't focus in, there's a cutscene. So I'm like, I'm kind of just there, like, I expected this to happen somewhat. Okay, I see what he's rocking. But I don't know. Maybe they just have less action-based games.
Forza Horizon 5
It's more
also
story-based, that's
available
for sure.
on the Xbox One, Xbox One S, and Xbox One X.
Not a racing game type person, so Forza Horizon 5, I'm going to actually skip this one for sure. Not into racing. Psychonauts 2, I wanted my neighbor to play this. He was a stoner.
Psychonauts 2, not just
I thought
on
it would
Xbox.
be so
I
cool
mean,
if
this
you
game
played
is
it.
also
He
on
never played
PlayStation,
video
but
games.
Psychonauts 2 is just a very, very good game. The reason why I'm putting it on the list is it's a newer game. It came out just a few years ago, and it's also a game that's on Game Pass. So far, that's the theme of every
The only thing I could say about this game, because I've never seen anything really about it, is that if you like weird and trippy stuff, this game is up your alley. If you like a little bit of like platforming and a little bit of damn, what is it called? Is it called like Time Fox or Time Time Wolf or something. It was like a regular Xbox game
that I've shown off
where you
so
can
far.
kind of control,
so believe
like,
it or not, you can play
not
every game
elements,
so far that
but
I've
like
shown
the
on Game Pass, and
environment
that's relatively low
for like a short range of
cost
time
of entry
with like
barrier.
levers, switches,
and a lot of people
and
kind of
abilities
don't
and stuff like
understand
that.
is like if you pick up an Xbox One X, which you could probably pick one
Oh,
up for
that's cool.
$150, right? Then you can pay for Game Pass. You know, it's $20 for the month or whatever. But
cool.
you know, you can find deals.
My
like
buddy says he's been playing Sea of Thieves.
games Xbox has.
Well, my
is
old
Sea of
coworker.
Thieves,
I don't know if
and
I
this is
call
a
him
game
buddy.
that's really cool to play. You can play it with an Xbox One, an Xbox One S, or an Xbox One X. And once again, you know, you're actually playing in a pool of other people. You can actually play against people on PlayStation.
This game is actually
5,
interesting.
I
I'm
think
just
PlayStation
not
4,
into pirates.
PC.
In fact, I
whatever
don't
the case
even
may
like
be.
water.
There's a pretty
I drink a lot of
player
water,
base
but I don't
here,
even like
and it's
water.
just a lot of fun. It's unlike anything you probably
If
ever
anything
played
happens,
before.
I just pray
sort
I
of
like
this
I'm
shared
unconscious
world
and I
pirate
float.
experience, and it's a lot
I'll
of fun to
wake up
play
and
with
panic
friends.
and drown.
It's something that, you know, unless you actually experience it for
Can't
yourself,
swim or
you don't
anything.
realize how much fun it is.
It looks so good though. It looks good. Like, look at this view back here. It looks really good.
And trust
that
me,
lantern
I
looks,
was playing
that
this
torch
game since
looks
day
good.
one when it was super bare bones and the only enemies were skeletons and snakes. It's come a long way since then.
The
There's
only
a ton of
enemies were
content to play. It's
skeletons
all
and
free
snakes.
content, by the way.
I don't even think I would have lasted if the only enemies were skeletons and snakes. Dang, because I know this was on Game Pass, but a lot of people were playing this. So, like, you were playing this with your friends, and, like, y'all were really just on the ship, just chilling, chatting. Damn. Dedication.
I mean, there
But that's
are
like a
some,
No Man's Sky situation
things
right
that you
there.
can buy in terms of
What's this, Quantum Break?
Break, and this game really
I
could have
haven't
been
played
a
this
franchise.
one too. I wanted to play this one, but by the time I got to it, it was freezing Xboxes. And then I got it, and they said they fixed it, but it froze my Xbox.
From Remedy, who did
Every
Alan Wake
single time.
and
I didn't
Control,
want to play back to the
and
same part I was
Max
up
Payne, and, you know, Max Payne 1 and 2. You know, they
was trying to get
really
my
have
girl
a
to
good
play
pedigree
it.
for games, and I
I
thought
was like,
this
oh,
game
this
was
game is up your
fantastic.
alley and shit.
The problem was it really kind of came out at a time when
She looked at the main character. She was like, "This generic."
people were trying
kinda
to
looks like Young Bond.
avoid
Nah,
the
he don't
whole
look like Young Bond. He looks like,
TV thing, and
Jason
this game
Bourne
was
from
really
the
a game
movie.
that kind of relied on
He
this
looked like one
TV
of them.
show that took place as like the cutscenes or whatever. So, you know, again, that's probably
All I can say about this game, yeah, like he said, Max Payne, like action shooter, slow motion with a little bit of shielding. It's an okay game. We are not even gonna get into Battletoads because I don't even play those type of games anymore. I used to, I may with my kids, but I really don't touch those games anymore. They're just not up my alley like that. I tried one of the Ninja Turtle ones. This was like 4 years ago. It made me so mad. I tried a Street Fighter one before that.
if you're looking to pick up an Xbox One, and
It's just something about like punching, and he's just an inch next to your face, and it's not connecting. No.
and super highly recommended.
They're definitely more
maybe
accurate
my
now,
favorite
but
Xbox One
it
console
definitely didn't hit
exclusive
me good
is
for
Sunset
that.
Overdrive from Insomniac
Especially since the
Games.
action
Now,
was so
believe it or
slow.
not, Insomniac
This
Games
game is fire.
did an exclusive for
Sunset
Xbox
Overdrive.
back in 2014. It came
I'll tell y'all a little bit about the Sunset Overdrive. This man, he wasn't drinking the drinks like they were. He got some powers. Everyone else, they turned into mutants. They got overcharged.
out within the first year of
So he got to start wasting people.
the Xbox One being on the market. And what was interesting about this is that, you know, they traditionally had done
It is crazy how
you know,
he got
PlayStation
superpowers,
exclusives.
though.
So it was rare for them to do this game, and it's such a joy to go in and play. It's so colorful.
Yeah, this
such
game
a lot
is,
of fun.
like,
It's got
really
a
nice.
crazy, zany sort of atmosphere story about it, and it's just one of those games that
Like, this
didn't get the love it deserves. And I can be
Yeah, it
quite
didn't.
frank.
I think of this game as like when you tell someone a story of like, oh, you ever heard they were doing some shit to someone's like water or something like that. I mean, they're kind of true stories when they like be fucking with people's shit. But like, this is like one of those like, we fucked up. Let's close off the area. No one will tell the story. One dude leaves. He tells you the story, and like you're reliving that shit in your head, and you're like, damn, he must have been fucking amazing.
about why, in my opinion, it didn't get the love that it deserved is because it was on
That one
Xbox
man
One.
who escaped,
And, you know, at the
he
time, a lot
must
of
have
people
been
were
him.
hating on Xbox One and talking about, like, frame rate and resolution and things like that. And they were focused
I
on the
had no
wrong things
problems with
because
this
this
game.
game was actually a blast to play. And, you know, I still love to go back and play it. And it's
I
got
had no problems with that game. Sunset Overdrive was really a blast. This game, I believe it did come out with the Xbox,
DLC.
or at least
And
a
again,
month
this
after.
game is on Game Pass, so there's no reason to like not play it. You know, try it and see if you're into it. It's got some crazy weapons, and it's just a crazy amount of fun.
The weapons
to
are
try.
kind of wonky.
You know, I can
I
still
wouldn't say
remember
the
when I got my
weapons
Xbox
are
One at the
the
midnight launch at
go-to for
GameStop
sure.
like it was yesterday.
But for the most part, I could say I'm gonna skip Rome Sons of Rome. Uh, that's it. Rome Sons of Rome or Rise Sons of
You're gonna
Rome.
like this one because it's like Crackdown 1,
I feel
but
like I
amped
said the
up
same thing
to
twice.
level 11, and I think that is exactly what a lot of
This
people
was
were
more up
looking
my
for.
alley. I can
You know,
talk
it's
about
not
this
an
one a little bit
award-winning
better.
game or anything
This
like that.
game, yes, not an award-winning game. Crankdown 1 was award-winning. Crankdown 2, they were experimenting. Crankdown 3, they showed, I think his name is Terry Crews or something like that, so goddamn much. I thought I thought he was gonna come in the game and help me fight. Man, he was really amping up this game. He really kind of had me thinking like he was playing this game on the sideline. And then when the game came out, it was
But I actually think like the art style is great.
because like you couldn't destroy buildings. You still had the same sort of gadgets, a few different ones, but then you got this threat that's sort of, it's like iffy. I can't even remember what the threat was. Let me see if they show it to me
And
again.
the gameplay is pretty fun, and the fact that your character is Terry Crews is awesome. You know, blowing things up, collecting orbs.
It's Terry
That's
Crews.
always been what Crackdown's been about, and you know, it's kind of got that open world, cell shaded GTA thing about it. You know, I understand it's not as refined as a GTA game, but still, there's a lot of
It didn't even need to be refined. All I really wanted of it was to be more tuned. Like, instead of like climbing the buildings, you can eventually run up the buildings. Man, I can't do any of that shit. I have to jump, 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 jump. At first, it was nice, but then it started getting But other than like the old tweaks they didn't take out, I was just a little disappointed more than like not liking the game. The game
fun
was
to be
fire.
had here, and it
I won't lie. I think it was like robots or droids and
something
shooting
that
shit.
you know I
It's
always
just a
recommend.
lot
And
of
again,
bullets everywhere.
so far every game here
I was
has
like, God
been in
damn.
Game Pass or is in Game Pass currently, so you can try them out for relatively low cost. But you could also buy this game if you wanted.
I would
cheaply.
play this on Game Pass.
Again, under
Every
$10. That's
single
why
game-
Xbox One makes sense.
Every single game, if you get a chance, I would get a subscription or something of the sort to try it out, even GameFly or something, because these games are too expensive nowadays for you to be putting like $69.99 or even like $50 sometimes into them. And then, not to say they get canceled, but they don't release any freaking community post or anything about the game within like a year or two, and they finally come back. Here's your update. It's like, damn, thought you abandoned the game. So that's the only thing I gotta say. Like, cause you don't want to wait too long for change, but at the same time, you wanna be patient for it. You want to know it's at least coming.
You know, if you're a console gamer, because I know I get the PC guys that are like, just get a PC. You know, listen.
It
if you're a
comes down
console
to
gamer,
more
so
money
there's
too
lots
if
of
you
us,
end up
it makes
doing
sense.
it
You
that
know,
way.
get an Xbox One, get these games. They're cheap. Play them on you know Game Pass. That's cheap. It's just a win-win. Surprisingly, I find Star Wars Battlefront 2, the newer one,
It's not a win-win all the time, because you can get the subscription, you could not like the game, then you have a whole bunch of other games you have to try out, and you could find nothing, or you could find something. So it's not a win-win. It's just a better. It's just better odds on it for the most part, because I've had Game Pass for 3 months one time, and I had nothing to play. Nothing. I was mainly waiting for games to come out. I was sitting down at my computer, and I was like, damn, when does the next showcase come out? I'm really needing that shit. I need to know when the next game comes out for sure, so I can know if I'm gonna buy it. What was that shit, like Alone in the Dark? That shit was like Alone in the Dark.
To be an incredible experience. Like, it has a really wonderful campaign.
I try to get Rachel to play this with me. Rachel's my girlfriend. She does not like this game. The last person I got to play this shit with me was I think Aaron, a buddy of mine's, and he wasn't too good at it.
Still has some multiplayer fun.
So he didn't want to jump back in.
Playing the game actively. And you can't really say enough good things about that. You know, if you're a Star Wars fan, you're going to want to give this game a try. The lore is there. I think the fun is there.
I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I love Star Wars Battlefront 1, 2. I got a PSP Visa. I just downloaded I might as well show it since I looked for it real quick. I just downloaded Star Wars Battlefront 2. I haven't played it yet because I've been trying to beat Dragon Ball Z, but
important thing, and
that shit raw.
They really paid attention to the movies to get it.
I'm hoping it's just as good on this one as it is on
into account. You know, I know this game got a lot of hate
on Xbox
when it launched, much like
I was
the
thinking
Xbox
too.
One,
I should probably play it on PlayStation. I love it
because of like the microtransactions and things like that. But you know, they changed all of that, and this game is in Game Pass Ultimate as well, you know. So,
I've never played
and even
the
if you just
story
want to
mode.
buy it, it's just a few dollars, so well worth the price of admission.
Yeah, I've never played the story mode. I've honestly skipped the story mode, so I was wondering what he was doing because I was like, these don't look like people; they're just NPCs, and they are just
the campaign
NPCs.
Itself, I feel is a fantastic deal. So you know, play.
Nah. If you like slow and steady, yeah, but if you want to get some vehicles, beat some people up, be a Jedi, fly around, do some air battles, you get into that multiplayer. You have fun in that multiplayer. Enjoy the beatdown. Because, like, honestly, you'll get different guns, shielding. You'll be playing ways you never even thought you can play.
You know, if you like Star Wars, if you like Battlefront,
you don't have to like
Battlefront.
You don't have to like Star Wars. You don't. I don't like Star Wars. But this game is good.
Yeah, this is a fun game to play.
I'll let them take
one
my
that
money.
I always highly recommend.
Take it. Run my
Titanfall
pockets.
2 might go down as one of the most underrated and best games.
All right, this ain't last, but you should have left best for last because this is last actually. Titanfall 2
on Xbox One,
game that we've been waiting to come back or make a part 3 or Apex to evolve into. Apex ain't never gonna evolve into this game, at least from my knowledge. They might do a few twists and turns, but they're not gonna evolve into this.
And it's not exclusive or anything like that. It is in Game Pass Ultimate, however, which is kind of the running theme of the video. So again, you know,
for this one, I would just buy it. I wouldn't Game Pass this. This game is like $5.99, $10.99. It's usually always on sale from PC or Xbox or etc. I mean, like, I would just buy this one. It's an old game. Everyone knows this game is good. This game has an origin of, yo, didn't Titanfall make Apex? Didn't Titanfall yeah. So, like, this is one of those games I would say is a for sure, yeah. You'll get a good story. Your multiplayer will still most likely still be kicking it with item custom matches, because I think they took off the regular matches. And you get some good gunplay, some Titan fighting, some regular wall climbing. So like you're playing Call of Duty. I said wall climbing. Some wall running like you're playing Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
And all these games that I've put on here so far can be bought relatively cheap. Except Battletoads is a digital-only game, however, but they're all also in Game Pass, which means you can try them out. You know, if you think they look cool or whatever, like, trust me, Titanfall 2 has one of the best single-player campaigns that you can ever play. It's just chock full of fun, emotion.
It's so fucking nice. Look at that
great
shit.
Gameplay. The multiplayer.
If you don't play this game, you're just skipping out on games at this point.
Still fairly active.
This is one. If you haven't played Titanfall 2 and you broke, what are you doing? Go look at it. Be like, oh, it's that cheap? I just looked at the year and I walked over it. Let me hop on that. And be blown. Be mind blown.
You know, this franchise, who knows, we might never see it again, but, you know, Titanfall 2 is for sure a masterpiece and a highly recommended game nonetheless. I mean, there's always cool stuff to play.
Man, there's a few games he should have added to this list, but we're going to conclude it with that. So those are some of the games you can play to improve your Xbox time. But with that, at the same time, those games he picked, I gotta say, he never said anything about the actual price. And I don't know if those are the games that can actually hold up Xbox. Xbox has been doing some things. They've been changing. They've been changing, and
on Xbox One.
I don't know. I do like the games they have, but at the same time, they don't justify all of the increase in costs in comparison to the other systems, especially PC. I mean, like PC, you can do whatever you want, just about. But like, subscribe. I want to hear your comments on what you think Xbox is doing, how they're doing this year before it ends. I want to know how you feel about Xbox versus PlayStation. This isn't like really a versus to say which one is better, just how much they've changed against each other as like competitors for the most part. It kind of seems to have been for the worse instead of the better, you know. But like, subscribe, hit me up, and this is a RA-Somega new channel. I was about to say show, but yeah, that's my other channel. You can check that out for gaming. Yeah, bye.